All right, everybody, I'm on the road today. So, ta-da! Hope you're having a good day. Hope everything is going well. This is a reading for this week. We are in all planets direct as of the 22nd, 22nd into the 23rd, depending on where you are on the planet. And that should be a very powerful week for a lot of you because it does feel like finally I have to stop ruminating about what was and I'm moving toward what is coming. Okay, so let's do a little reading here. I apologize for the lighting and blah, 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 but you got to do what you got to do and you make do with what you have. So here we are. Okay. So let's see where we go here today. I do want to focus in on, I know this is a weekly reading, but I just want to say to you that between now and the early part of March, so February is going to give you a chance to be really proactive about some things. And that's going to be very important because March 7th, I have my notes here. March 7, Saturn enters Pisces, and this is going to be a time when, as a collective, we are calling into question our religious or spiritual beliefs. So, I just want to say to you that I don't know which way this is going to go. I'll be doing some more readings on this as we get closer to March 7th. And obviously, Saturn is going to be there for almost 30 years. So this is a long-term transit. And if you have Saturn in Pisces or if you are having your Saturn return, this is a big focus of the situation, the transit. The transit. It's a big focus of that, saying, okay, what is it that I believe as it relates to spiritual connection? Do I believe that the universe has my back? Do I believe that everything is always working out for me? Do I really believe that? Or am I just kind of wallpapering over cockroaches and not really saying what I do believe? Because especially as it relates to your connection to God, to the universe, if you are out of alignment with that because of anxiety or fear, okay, meaning I just want to alleviate my anxiety, so I don't really want to know what's going on. I just want to know that everything's going to be okay. And I will say to you that everything is going to be okay. However, not maybe in the way that anxiety wallpapering over the cockroaches, right, is. That is a little bit of spiritual bypassing. It's a little bit of, I don't really want to focus too much or look too hard or look too directly into the sun. I want somebody to tell me it's going to be okay. And then I don't want to really do anything about it because they've told me it's going to be okay. But the reason things are going to be okay is because you are doing something about things. You are looking at your own spirituality. You are looking at what it is that you want to, embellish is the wrong word, step into as your spiritual beliefs in the next 30 years. I also want to encourage you that if some of you follow, well, obviously you might follow me or you follow other people on YouTube who are doing the spiritual work, maybe through tarot, maybe through astrology. I want you to really dip into their channels. I want you to subscribe to them. I want you to keep hold of them because the ones that you really resonate, it's going to be very important over the next, I'm going to say 10 years, that you keep track of those who are truly in your spiritual path. Okay. So I know a lot of you say, I hear your comments. I see your comments. And I just want to say to you that things are changing in terms of our spirituality and what we think is acceptable. And over the next few years, if we get into a place where, tarot and astrology may not be acceptable, just want to put that in your mind that it's important to keep connection with the people who are in alignment with you. Okay, just saying. Later in March, we do have Pluto moving into Aquarius, and I'll talk about that in a second. Distant thunder and first light. So I've been seeing a lot of this where we're going along and something gets, it's interesting. I'm talking about Pluto right now because Pluto is the destroyer, is the, sort of making room. You can think of it that way. You don't have to think of it as death and rebirth. You can think of it as making room for the new cycle. And I feel like this is coming quicker than March. I feel like we all will be shifted into a new place, especially as it relates to our ideas about things, to our innovations about things. Pluto is also related to power. So if there are some power struggles, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Over the course of February, you're going to have a chance to realign with what you really believe, what is really important to you, your relationship to power as well. So some of you may decide to quit jobs. Some of you may decide to strike out on your own. I do encourage you to keep in connection with those spiritual people in your life who also may be kind of hidden. Some of you watch astrology and tarot as a true alignment of your heart, but you're not incorporating it into the rest of your life. And for those of you who that is a truism, it's important to understand that over the next 30 years, at least the next couple months, let's just focus on the next couple months, okay? It may become more in the front of your experience, especially those of you who have wanted to strike out in a spiritual direction and haven't because of power, because of people in power, authority, anything like that. If you haven't done that, I feel like some of you are going to be pushed into it or pushed into making a decision about that, okay? Yep, Wheel of Fortune. This is fate and destiny showing up. Excuse me. 4 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords. Wow, 10 of Pentacles. I love this. 6 of Wands. Let me try to move this up on my pillowcase here. 9 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. Oh my goodness, this is so good. Gorgeous. Queen of Swords, King of Cups, and the High Priestess. Your spirituality, your connection to spirit is what truly matters. And who is in alignment with that journey? Are there people who are pushing back on your journey? Are there people who don't approve of how you're expressing yourself to spirit, or how you're expressing spirit through your energy in your day-to-day life? Are there people like that? Because that's an indication that that person may not be in alignment with your spirituality long-term. Okay? So the reason I said I love this is because anybody who's been holding back, who's been holding on to a pittance, holding on to something because I don't know what else is out there, or yeah, I'm holding on to this job because it pays my bills, but what if you could, never worry about bills again? This is long-term wealth, and never be concerned about that. Like, it's not a thing. You just pay them. It's no big deal. Okay. The 4 of Pentacles is when a bill comes in and you get, a bill's coming in. I've got to spend money. I don't want to do this. It also relates to your own heart, because a lot of times in the decks, the 4 of Pentacles has the Ace of Pentacles covering up your heart, meaning whatever is material is hiding your true joy and delight. Okay. And if that's the truth, if material experiences you're having in your life are hiding your heart, that's what's likely to be blown up. Your true heart needs to emerge. And at a certain point, you don't give a F about who is cool with it and who is not cool with it. Okay. A lot of people going through their Saturn returns, I feel like I should call it don't give an F, right? Like, I feel like that's what a Saturn return is. It's like things come to the forefront and you recognize you have to make a decision. You have to stand up for what you believe. Pluto in Aquarius, I will say, I'm recording this, that's not till March 23rd, but I will say I'm recording this on my father's birthday. And his favorite saying, besides why not, because he was an Aquarius, his favorite saying was live what you believe. And that means sometimes standing up in an uncomfortable way. That someone you love or some life path that you have created for yourself isn't truly compatible with your heart's true desire, or where you're going, or who you're becoming. And you're going to have to make a decision. Now, I like this because what's happening here, in my view, is The people around you who most align with your spiritual direction, your true energy. When it was like coming out a little bit that I told people I was people who I've been long friends with since childhood, people who I went to high school and college with, family, other things. When I finally like came out as someone who was an astrologer and read tarot and had a personal spiritual philosophy around that, I thought they were going to be like, oh my God, I never saw that coming. Not one of them. They're all like, yeah, we kind of got that. Like your energy shines through no matter what. So if you think, and this relates to any kind of thing that you think you might be hiding, because Pluto in Aquarius is about shining the light on things, and anything that is a false or I was going to say inarticulate, but I keep getting these words that aren't exactly what I mean. And I think that's kind of the point here. An inauthentic way of being. People know when you're being inauthentic. They do. Even if they can't put their finger on it, even if they don't call you out, even if they just go along like nothing happened, people know it. And it will become more and more and more. When we have this age of Aquarius, you won't be able to hide behind any kind of veneer of what other, people pleasing or what other people want. And it's going to create a situation where you're going to have to stand up for what you believe. My father is coming through loud and clear today. Stand up for what you believe, okay? Stand up for what you believe. You do have people around you who celebrate that. 6 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. Anytime, authenticity is something that doesn't get washed off in the rain, okay? Authenticity, when someone sees who you truly are, who your authentic self is, it's like you can't unsee it. And it doesn't wash off. It doesn't go away just because you're in a group of people who might not agree with what you're doing. It's there. And I feel like some of you also step more fully into your heart because of this. The Queen of Swords and the King of Cups, like now you're like willing to live and walk the talk. I do think that Saturn returns when you're 29 and when you're 50 or 28, 29, 57, 58. It happens every 29 years or so when Saturn is moving around. A Saturn return is when Saturn comes back to where it was when you were born. And my Saturn is in Pisces. And so it is about standing up for what you believe in and also being really true to your heart, being true to what you came here to do, especially as it relates to your spirituality and your inner knowing. Now, I'm going to be doing a lot more work on helping you access your inner knowing. And one of the things that a very smart woman who I have followed and read her books and things like that, said to me one time is that intuition is really about truth. It's about truth. It's about you being able to hear the truth of yourself, speak the truth to other people. And only when we are inauthentic or not wanting to tell the truth, that's when we're really not listening to our intuition. We want a certain thing to happen, and that's our ego overriding our intuition. It's saying, no, this is how I want it to look. Now, all of these pieces, you will get to where you want to be so much faster if you just say, okay, this might not work out. Like if you interview for a job that you really, really want, but your intuition is kind of telling you this is a little sketch. Or you're dating someone and you're seeing some red flags and you're like, no, I really want this to happen. You are getting your intuition. You are hearing your intuition. You're just choosing to override it. And that's ego. Okay? When you don't do that, when you say, okay, I can't date this person, or okay, I'm not taking that job. You may not know that person is, a narcissist, or that job, those people fall into bankruptcy or whatever it is. But something better will come along, something more aligned. The more you choose to listen and move in alignment with who you truly are, the quicker the true things, the things that are meant for you, are going to come along. The quicker that's going to happen. So you can go down that road and date that person and have 5 years of your life disappear because you're trying to make it work with somebody who is not meant for you. Or you can just say no on the third date and go, that was a little disappointing, rather than getting married and getting divorced and having all kinds of nonsense happen in your life and problems with children and dogs and houses and okay? So I'm going to continue on with this. If this is your reading, I feel like this is a reading for a lot of you. The collective is really loud in this reading. So the link is below. I will pull cards for each individual zodiac sign to give you some more information that might be helpful to you around navigating this situation. Okay? All right. Link is below if you want to continue on. If you want to learn tarot from me, there's also a link to my tarot class, my tarot certification in the description box below. All right? See you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.